Pardoned.
I'm pardoned. You all heard that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the
Hey.
show. Um, so, just in case anybody needs to know, before we get into our usual pre-show chit chat, we will be watching Deep Space Nine tonight. We will be watching season 3, episode 9, Defiant. So hopefully everybody either is there already or will get there by the time we get done uh, shooting the breeze, and we'll be all paused at the beginning of the episode at 0000. And by the way, and if those of you, if you had been watching it on Netflix and now, like Dana and I, you are watching it on Paramount Plus, be advised that you might get like a little preview for another show at the beginning of it. Um, so just let that play, and then right before the episode starts, you'll also get like a 6 or 7 or 8 second little logo. So go ahead and let that play too, and then pause at the actual beginning of the episode. So when we start, we can all, you know, be on the same page. So anyway, now that that's taken care of, how are you, Dana?
I'm okay. It has been an interesting day.
You've had a very full, very
I've
eventful
had a very
day.
full
I
day.
don't know how much of it you want to talk about, but you've had a
It's
very
okay.
full day.
My dad had a doctor's appointment today, and then my mom wasn't feeling good, so she asked if I would come over and pick him up and take him to the appointment. And I came over, and she was feeling less good, so she went along to the appointment. And the doctor's office is at the hospital, so we were just like, okay, so do you want to see who are you going to see? We decided to just go ahead and take her to ER intake, and she just texted back actually a few minutes ago. They are keeping her to run some more tests. It's not so much that they're concerned about her, it's just they got more to do.
Just like they kind of wanted to, they just want to figure out what's going on, like that.
Yeah,
kind of
they think
okay.
it's she says she think it's adverse reaction or possibly, concurrent reaction to 2 meds. So tis what tis.
Okay.
But she was able to text me, so not too bad anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's I'm very glad that things are okay.
And then I just guess what I just did. I bet you can guess.
What did you just do? You texted your mom back?
No, actually, did I text her back? I don't know. No, I just put a little heart.
Well, that's texted her back.
Okay, I didn't know if because
that's a text back.
I don't. Does that count? I don't know with the kids these days. And of course, my mom not being kids these days, I don't know if she would count that as a text back. If I didn't tell her anything.
If you text me and I respond with like a smiley or something, does that not count as a response?
Yeah, but you're not my mom, Steve. Will my mom think it's a text back? At any rate.
Anyway.
So no, that is something I did very recently. But so I got back from that, and I was like, it's been a very full day. So I got just a little bit done around here, put a few more things away. I think I did a little laundry. And then I was like, I'm taking a nap. So I took a nap. Guess what I did when I got up from my nap? I bet you can guess.
You had something to eat. No, wait, you're having pizza, so you wouldn't have had something to eat right away.
Good.
You made tea, which you're drinking right now.
That is something I have done since I got up.
Okay, but that's
this took a little bit more time.
And you did it right after you got up from your nap.
Pretty much, yeah. I snuggled the kitty a little bit, but I was like, I need to go ahead and get this done because I had a little less than an hour.
Did you? Oh, you watched the last episode of Miss Marvel.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job, Steve.
You had to take me by the hand and lead me right up to it, but I got there.
Guided yes, the last episode of Miss Marvel. Having the student, come to that realization on their own without you just telling them and them, repeating it back to you. Yeah.
So you're saying,
oh, Michael, I'm so sorry to hear that you didn't like the final episode. So I'm not going to tell you.
High school students.
Yeah, exactly. I'm got to stay in practice. I've got time away from teaching. I got to stay up on my game. Very important. So, Michael, I'm sorry to hear that you did not like the final episode of Strange New Worlds. But
I thought the final episode was quite good, but you know, but I
okay,
also thought
different strokes.
I also thought the whole season was much better than okay. So Michael and I might have a little bit of distance between us there, but I'm glad that you thought it was okay. I'm glad you thought it was mostly okay. Anyway, so yes.
So, and I want to point out, and I think I said this I was thinking about this in the live stream, the Saturday 6. I was like, you know what? I could do a live review on Tuesday. And then, people would come by if they wanted to, and we could actually talk about it, which is kind of fun. So that's what I'm planning to do is release it. Release it. It's just,
stream it,
which is great. Just stream it at 6:00, and then probably not take all that long, to be honest, because they're usually only like 15 to 20 minutes long anyhow. So talk about my observations. I took notes. Did I bring one here? No, they're out in the living room. Because I was like, okay, time to get ready. Let's go. So as you can tell, I was a little bit in a rush. No jewelry. Just like, let's go on camera. And,
the link to, you've already scheduled your Miss Marvel review.
Yes, I have. It's ready and got a picture of her up there.
And the link to it is in the description of this live stream that you all are watching right now. So if you want to go ahead and set a notification to be at Dana's channel for her live Miss Marvel episode 6 review on Tuesday, go ahead. You can click the link and get that all squared away. Hit the notify me button and get ready right now. But anyway.
Whoa, wow. Yeah. Andrew is disagreeing with Michael there. I think that
the last episode of Strange New Worlds was the best.
Yeah, interesting.
I also disagree with that. I don't think it was the best episode of the season, but I did think it was quite good. And I'm glad you didn't. Well, I mean, I'm sorry that you found Memento Mori disappointing because I hyped it up so much, but I stand behind
Memento Mori the last one that we watched, because I remember, or did we just talk about it?
We didn't watch Memento Mori together. No, I think we only watched the first one together, didn't we?
Oh, Memento Mori was in Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds.
Okay, I was thinking that was the title of the last DS9 episode we watched.
No,
I was like, I know we heard about it.
No, Memento Mori is the title of an episode of Strange New Worlds this season, and I stand behind this. It's the best episode of a Star Trek show since Deep Space Nine went off the air. It's absolutely outstanding. But
I like Caitlin's statement. The finale is Marmite. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Opinions vary all over the place.
As Dalton said in Roadhouse, opinions vary
all over the place, because that's how I said.
No, he didn't say that, but he just said.
Well, he should have. It would have been better.
He didn't need the extra bit.
259 AD asked this earlier. Why are we doing All Systems Red in multiple parts when it's only? Oh, because we're not doing the audiobook, because we're also. I kind of want to, I like having some continuity, because not everybody can make one. And if you've read the whole thing, we can talk about at least the issues, even though we're only discussing the first 3 chapters. So we can talk about the themes and the characterization, things like that, even if you've read the whole thing. But not, people may not be able to make that particular time. So like, hopefully if we have a couple of live streams, they'll be able to, somebody who can't make the first one might be able to make the second or third. So that was part of it. And also I just didn't want to assume you'd have the time.
Well, and plus, I mean, it is the shortest book that we've done a readaway of so far, but it's still 150 pages, and we've never done a readaway stream where we were covering 150 pages of anything in one stream. Usually we shoot for a roughly 50 or so page, sometimes a little more, depending on where the breaks are. But I mean, it's pretty typical for, like. And
I will say
our plan is to do 3 streams to cover it. I think that's typical of how we usually pace it. So,
well, and also it's a much smoother, faster read than I think any of the books we've done so far. I mean, it's one of the reasons that I liked it is that it has the depth, but it's not a challenging read. It's just not hard.
It's a very breezy. It's very accessible. It's written in a very accessible voice. Yeah,
it's nice and smooth, and that's definitely a factor in why why it was such a relief to read. I've been getting back into reading and television. I can't remember the last movie. I think I've managed to watch like a movie. We haven't. No. I think they ended up watching most of Raya and the Last Dragon without me because I couldn't I couldn't sit through a Pixar movie. I mean, I don't have, I can't remember a movie I've watched since Birds of Prey at the theater, in the theater before COVID.
Oh wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I'm just, but my brain is just, and so let's see, I've got, this is one of my library books. I think this is a volume of poetry. Is this poetry? Yes, this is poetry, and also some information about like the poets as well. So, but it's like, so that's like my reading speed right now, and I've worked my way up to that. So I'm really, cautious. There was another book that I took back to the library, Jade City. Mm-hmm. Not as much of a doorstopper as Game of Thrones, but heavy, lots of characters. It is it's a epic, and it's like a cross between, imagine a cross between Game of Thrones and The Godfather. So it's very sort of modern mafia-esque, right. But there are elements of fantasy to it.
Yeah. I was going to say, I can imagine The Godfather half of that.
I don't think I'd be able to get through The Godfather. I don't have the brain for it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've never read the book, I've never read the book, but the book is a doorstop. And the movies are quite hefty as well. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like Godfather 2 is a masterpiece, but it's really long. Like clear your calendar if you're going to watch Godfather Part 2.
Did I read it since the pandemic, or was that before? I think we've talked about it. I don't know. I would have to go back on Goodreads to look. Anyhow.
Speaking of doorstops. I think maybe you did read it, because weren't we talking about watching it since the pandemic? Like because you were. I remember we were talking about, because I told you there's the TV version. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Tim Curry.
With Tim Curry as Pennywise, and then there's the movies. The
movies, the duet. Yeah.
The first of which is pretty good. The second of which, the first of which was pretty good.
Philip, I'm looking forward to reading the other volumes in the series. Oh, bye, Andrew. I probably missed you saying that.
Andrew's probably gone already, but Chief Dancing Ostrich. I am very curious about the new Quantum Leap. I wouldn't say I'm excited about it, but I'm very curious about it, and I'm looking.
Are you hopeful?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I talked about that in my first Ms. Marvel review was like, I'm just like, I hope it doesn't suck.
Oh, of course. I'm not nervous about it sucking. Like, I have no reason to assume that it's going to be bad.
Fair enough. You don't have my lingering trauma.
I will say, one of the things I'm curious about, a lot of it will, if it's anything like the original show, a lot of it will depend on how well they cast it, because the original Quantum Leap, as much as I love that show, it really, really leans on Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell. Mm-hmm. Both them individually as actors and their chemistry together. Like, they really carry that show, because there are some Quantum Leap episodes that are just like, as written, they're not exactly leaping off the page great television, but as interpreted by those actors, it's an enjoyable show. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that works in the new version, because of course Dean Stockwell is dead and Scott Bakula will not be in the new show. At least not right away. Apparently the new show is being positioned as a sequel, not a reboot. So Scott Bakula's original character is still out there leaping around somewhere, presumably. So I guess he could show up at some point in the future if they wanted, but that is not part of the show.
That's their hook for season 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They got to earn it, but then it's a good pull. It's like, since this is doing so well season 2, we can, even better if we just
I mean, honestly, what I was going to say is hopefully they won't need it. Hopefully it'll actually be a good show in its own right, and they won't need to resort to such cheap theatrics to be like, oh, we're bringing back the original guy, like no need.
Well, no, but I mean, I don't know. And I guess you're just like, I don't know. I am partial to um people making taking something that they loved and making something new out of it. I mean, because fanfic.
Of course.
And so I like the idea that they're like, it's really well. Maybe we can get the original guy back, and then he can be part of our show too. Because like,
See that
yeah,
that's a little too fanish for me when you're talking about professionals making a television show. I don't know, but now that I've said that, let's remind everybody that today's episode of Deep Space Nine does feature a guest appearance by Jonathan Frakes, which is not exactly the sort of thing you're talking about, but is a similar kind of thing. So,
hi Azalea.
255 AD, yes, but I don't know what the new show is going to be like. I don't know if the new show is going to be serialized in the same way that a lot of modern, especially modern streaming shows are, or if it will be more episodic. I know nothing about it. But
You're not in the know, Shives. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know they don't talk to me about this.
You're a YouTube big shot.
I can imagine right here. I can imagine ways of doing Quantum Leap that you could serialize it. Like, just because the original show was very episodic doesn't mean that that's the way that premise has to be done. So, Steve? I mean, yes, Dana.
That's because you're a good writer.
Thank you, Dana. But yeah, so speaking of shows written by good writers, shall we watch this episode of Deep Space Nine?
Not yet.
Well,
you haven't said anything about how you're doing or how your week is going.
I love it. I'm like, can we watch the episode? Not yet. My week has been going very good. The weather has been nice and cool in the morning, so I've been able to go out and go for walks. Although I didn't go for a walk this morning, I did an hour on the stationary bike instead. But Monday and Tuesday, I got to go out and take a nice long walk early in the morning.
And see the bunnies.
See the bunnies and the squirrels and all the various assorted local wildlife. And I had my personal hell video went up on Monday, and people seemed to like that, except for people who took it personally and thought that I was, it's interesting. The less than like glowing responses to the personal hell video seem to fall into categories of either people who are worried about me because they think that I must have had a negative experience recently, and I'm like venting about it. And that's not the case.
You can't go to the grocery store anymore. You're just like,
right. And that's not the case. Actually,
that video call your dad.
That video came actually from a conversation that you and I had.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like any kind of recent personal experience I've had, and or people who felt like preemptively insulted because I was saying, like, if one of my fans sees me in public, that I don't want to be approached. Now, that is true. But it's nothing personal. It doesn't mean like I don't like you or I'm ungrateful I mean, to have you watching my stuff.
It does, but not in the sense that, you think they're a bad person or anything. You just don't like people at all.
Well, I don't like being surprised by people in public. Like if someone said like, hey, I'm in town next week. Do you want to meet up for coffee? And
you would have the opportunity to think of an excuse why you couldn't.
Well, no, I wouldn't think of an excuse if I either couldn't or didn't want to.
I would just schedule a doctor's appointment, and then they wouldn't be thinking of it.
I would just say thanks, but no thanks, like a grown-up. But if they were someone that I knew well enough and wanted to hang out with, and I might say sure. But just like coming up in the middle of me minding my own business doing something else, that's not cool. I don't like that. I would never do that to somebody else. But it doesn't mean like I hate you or I don't value your support or whatever. It just means in that situation, I don't really like people coming up and starting conversations. But yeah, and then today the my video about expanded universes and canon went up, and that seems to be doing fairly well too. So yeah, there you go. And I'm glad because that's a video I've had that one on my topics list for quite a while, and I finally did it. And so
The
woohoo.
stars aligned.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay. Well, there you go. I didn't want to exclude you. I mean, it's your channel
It's my
after
channel,
all.
and we're watching my favorite Star Trek show, so I feel included. I feel
Okay.
pretty included,
I just wanted to
but I
make sure.
appreciate the thought. I do. I really
The
appreciate
thought
it.
that counts. 255 AD, I don't want to answer that. Yes, I see that. I saw that observation. And if you will actually hang on. Blah, blah, blah. Can I do this? Copy. Let's just put that little observation in. Bom, bom, bom. Ooh, I need to do that too. In my text document that scrolls forever and has like all kinds of things that I want to remember. So I have that in as a note to talk about on Friday about the difference, the fact that wanting self-determination is not the same as wanting to live like a human. So
Interesting.
yes. So yeah, Steve has not read, I've read the whole book. Steve has not read the
No,
whole
I'm
book.
reading it. Yeah, I'm reading
Yeah,
it as
he's
we
reading it
do the
as we
show.
go through it. So haven't really gotten to the big that because it's sort of that sort of develops thematically throughout, but that's one of the thematic points.
Spoilers, God.
Not really spoilers generally for a
I'm
plot.
kidding.
That's
I don't care about spoilers.
the
that much
main
anyway.
character is a construct. Gasp!
God damn it! Why would you?
Because I want to cause you pain.
It's like saying, "Oh, I'm going to go see that new Star Wars movie," and somebody says, "There's lightsabers in it." Well, Jesus fucking Christ! Now it's like it's ruined. It's ruined.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Hey, some people might not have seen that. Now you might have just spoiled that book or movie for someone. Actually, can I tell you? I had that bit had been spoiled for me by the time I saw that movie, because I mean the book had been out for years before the movie came out, and I mean didn't really affect my enjoyment of the movie, like you know.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
no big deal.
See, Mr. Heavy Steps. Yeah, see, Steve, they're gonna stick around, even though you let
Well,
them
I
know
hope
you
so.
hate them.
I don't hate them. I just don't like being.
You have.
I feel
You're in the zone. You're in the
no. I'm
getting
just
grocery zone.
It's not just in the zone. It's like I came to the grocery store to get my groceries, and I enjoy getting my groceries by myself. Or if
Alone.
I choose to bring a companion along, then me and the person I came with, not
Or
just.
person does not necessarily mean human. I mean, you could be talking to Stuffy.
Yeah, Stuffy doesn't usually come to the store with me.
Not usually, but I mean,
one of us or the other goes. Sometimes I'll send him out. But then he texts me pissing and moaning about I can't reach this, I can't reach that. Like that's not my problem, Stuffy. You said you wanted to go get the groceries.
Well, and also Stuffy is not remotely as misanthropic as you are.
No,
I mean,
not
Stuffy will
remotely.
totally ask for help and
absolutely
make friends along the way.
Absolutely. He is much more of a people person.
255 AD wants to know how much somebody has to interact with you before they stop being just a fan. I like, at where is the line between fan and stalker?
I say fan because it's just a quick, it's a commonly used term. I've always been uncomfortable like referring to people who watch my videos as fans. I feel like you have to actually be famous to have fans. But
I mean, it is derived from the word fanatic. So
yeah, but like viewers, people in my YouTube audience.
Yeah.
I would say unless we have either we need to have spent a significant portion of time together in private conversation, not necessarily in person, because there are people who I consider very close friends who I've never met in reality,
like
Jason, absolutely. But we have to have spent significant time, like not in a live stream, not on YouTube, like having personal
Yeah, like private personal
time.
conversations,
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
like, conversations where people are watching it. Just
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the
I
same.
mean, like you can get to know someone to a point through that if you do it enough, but it's not the same as having like having off camera interaction, so to speak. So
Yeah, yeah.
there would have to be a good bit
Ah,
of that. Yeah.
I don't know if like I have like floaters on my, how you get those little spots,
Hmm.
but I don't know. It might be on my glasses, but I can't really tell. So I'm trying to figure out. I have spots, but or is it like the light? Like is because you can see the lights on my glasses. Should wear my contacts. Oh well, they're kind of they don't always go in right. All right. Well,
Just
you have
focus.
now had an opportunity to converse as well. I mean, I felt like I
Indeed.
was just sort of,
Thank you.
sharing. And I was just like, Steve was just sort of waiting for me to shut up. But I made you talk too now.
It's like when you and Jason get going about Disney when we're recording the Ensign's log.
So great. Although I will say that, there are significant, meaningful differences between Disney World and Disneyland, but that does not necessarily mean that one is better than the other. They're just different. They're both good
It's
in different ways.
it's as with many other things, it is a matter of opinion. It is a matter of personal preference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
So, I mean, he's wrong, but that's okay. Just throw it in there. Just it's so much fun to just be like, and then just in an aside.
You are wrong though, but that's okay.
It's okay. We're still friends. Just want you to know. All right. Well,
All right. So are you paused at the beginning of the episode?
I am with 45 minutes and 29 seconds remaining. Now, are we going to
Aha.
have
Perfect.
are we gonna have ads during the show? Like
No,
because
no ads.
no.
No, absolutely not. No ads during.
Oh, absolutely not. Okay.
There better not be.
There better not be. Okay. All right. So we're on Paramount Plus watching Deep Space Nine,
Yes.
season 3, episode 9,
That
called
yes.
Defiant.
And
Was this the
again,
one with your favorite ship?
the Defiant. Yeah. Well, it's been in it before, but we've
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But yes,
Hi,
but now,
Sarah.
hey, Sarah, you made it. We're just about to start watching the episode.
Speaking of Sarah, I need to go back and check and see if what even was it that had the oops?
Oh,
That's the previous
episode
Miss
4,
Marvel.
episode 4, Miss Marvel review. Yeah.
I need to check and see. That may be okay now. But I'm like, it's been in limbo
Well,
for
yeah.
heck and ever.
It's ridiculous. But anyway, so hopefully you're
All
off the hook and Sarah won't be cross with you. Anyway.
Won't be. I'm sorry, Sarah. I tried to fix it because I didn't want to like take it down, like take it away from people. So I tried to do the in YouTube editor, and it doesn't like me. All right.
So once again, if you like Dana and I are watching on Paramount Plus, make sure you have played past any previews and the CBS logo at the beginning, and make sure that you are paused at 0 at the start of the actual episode, because that's where we will be starting. Okay, are you ready?
I am ready. As John Gingrich says, he hasn't missed anything important. So we're now ready for the important stuff.
All right. Here we go. In
Woohoo!
3, 2, 1, play. The whole techno babble?
Delegate. Come on.
I mean, O'Brien can do that.
Yeah, just make him suffer. Like
Yeah.
always.
Hey, guess what, Chief?
Then tell.
Go, girl. Oh, I love that. What'd you just say? Look.
There you go. I was like,
You say I have a God complex? I am God.
I was about to like, I was like, he better be telling her to take a break. And he did. Good. Where's who? Have fun. That's an order.
Exactly.
No fun. No fun.
She's about
No
to have
fun.
some fun.
Rest.
Fun's
Just
about the fun's about to start. There he is. It's my space dad. Hi, space dad.
oh, and she's looking at him like, hi, Space Daddy.
Hi, space dad.
And also she does not need fun. She needs rest.
Yes,
which is
exactly.
different from fun.
Just
They're
go to
not
your
the same
quarters
thing.
and lie down.
They're
Yeah.
not the same thing. Having recently come back from a trip to Disney World, they are not the same thing. Like we scheduled days for fun and days for rest. And on the fun days, we even off. I think all of the fun days we stopped significantly early. We came back to the hotel at like 2 p.m. and it was like, okay,
Too much
fun's
fun.
over. Time to shower, take a nap, then we'll have some nice dinner. Ay.
255 AD. You said earlier your favorite ship is the Stargazer. I like the Stargazer too, but I really like the new version of the Stargazer they had in season 2 of Picard. I did not, as people who watch my reviews know, I did not like very much at all about that season. But the new Stargazer I thought was very cool.
Excuse me.
Your excuse.
Okay, Andrew, you know, Sarah was just here and she was asking about you. And now you've come back. I'm just saying, it is kind of like the Batman and Bruce Wayne thing. I'm
Has
just
anybody
saying.
seen them at the same time in the same place? There she is.
Okay,
There's Sarah.
Okay. So she's Clark Kent and he's Batman. Or Bruce Wayne, sorry.
Well, yeah, whichever.
My bad.
You're not a real fan.
There's a spoiler for you.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Superman and Clark Kent are the same person?
Superman and Bruce Wayne are the same person? Wait, hang on.
I think? I don't know.
Commander to commander.
Yeah.
It's not a vacation destination.
You had all of his Latinum? Renee Echevarria.
Cousin!
We should tell that story after the episode.
Do you have that picture that I sent you? Those two? They should be in. I sent one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Snake Cat, yeah. Sarah Borkin. one of our, now anytime bork is now when thing doesn't work properly, when things are borking. Mm. Who? Hope to see you again. He looked her over. Aww. Come on, who wouldn't love Space Daddy? Oh, look at that sachet there, girl. Woo. Me cute.
And turn around.
3, 2, 1. Oh, didn't even take that. Oh, well, I mean, it worked on him, but I mean, that's a very low bar to clear.
It's like saying the hungry dog ate the bacon right out of my hand.
And he keeps licking my fingers.
Sarah.
Who's got the goatee? It's like evil him.
That's happening later. You just watch.
Oh, okay.
It's a tease. It's a little tease.
Is that a spoiler?
Ow, fuck my head. Oh, God.
Or you'd know, Andrew.
Just mind your own damn business. Hey, show me about the ship.
We can look at the ballroom or the kitchen or the dining room.
Doesn't that technobabble cut into your technobabble?
Yes, but it's relevant technobabble. It is plot significant technobabble and character significant technobabble. Mr. Heavy Steps, is that all the suffering that O'Brien gets?
Everything's fine.
We're all fine here. How are you?
How are you?
Never trust people when they say they're fine.
Okay, here it comes.
Ah!
Bum bum
Dun,
bum.
dun, dun! Five,
Hey,
6, 7, 8.
Snake Big Cat quoting the funniest line ever in Lower Decks.
And where was he keeping that phaser?
In his pocket.
Andrew, I think we all know where he was keeping that phaser. That was his special phaser for Kira.
Is that a phaser in your pocket, or you just never?
Oh, this phaser is not in my pocket.
Oh, I was right. I'll whip this phaser right out.
A very entertaining story. Come on. Yeah. Why are we whispering? Like,
because it's dramatic.
I'm
always 2 steps ahead, Andrew.
Again, dramatic whispering. Pizza. Can I have Sprite?
Uh, 255 AD, that's as good an explanation as any. I mean, there's never been any specific issue between the two of them that I'm aware
It
of.
was
So
it was an allusion to O'Brien wasn't O'Brien on
the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but he and Riker always got along. There was never any tension between them. But I think that was just a way for Thomas to get O'Brien the hell off the ship as quickly as possible. Caitlin, that's perfect. He hates O'Brien because he's a transporter chief, and Tom doesn't like the transporter for obvious reasons.
His neck is really skinny. Sarah's got potato tomato. I get to be a Kardashian.
Yes, indeed.
Why is he?
Can you at least unlock the bathroom? Never mind.
Just hold it. Mm-hmm. Yum, 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 yum.
Ixnay on the Umenhay.
I like how she's speaking through her toothy smile.
She has such a pretty smile. I'm perfectly fine with the fact that you're here.
Explain as you would a child.
Oh.
Apparently you were wrong. Shoot, I'm so glad they only brought me 2 pieces of pizza because I could have eaten like twice that much. Pizza.
It's got anti-protons in it.
Oh, pizza. Excuse me. Again.
I guess I'll just have to stake out a pea corner. Andrew, it would be if we were talking about real science, I would imagine. Yeah. Since 1966, Andrew.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. That's straight to my house.
Dun, dun, dun. Maybe if I'd had the information that I needed, this could all have been prevented. Hi, Mr. System. Dun. Mr. Heavy Steps, exactly. Somewhere you could potentially do more damage too. So there's that.
Yeah. Let me take you to the command center of the ship you're actively trying to stop me from controlling.
Oh, dead. How's she not head? Head?
How is she not head? She
Andrew
is not.
is such a great movie. It's so great.
Yeah, Galaxy Quest is great.
It doesn't take a great actor to recognize a bad one. You're sweating. Snake of a cat? No. Well,
there's always next year.
you know, you don't have to take him on his birthday, dumbass.
You could take him some other time.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
He's a little jerk. Have I mentioned that?
Wow. Wow. Well, you need to be a better parent because that's an excessive reaction. Teach
I
him,
mean,
maybe provide some appropriate guidance. Just saying. Chris Kringle, what do you doubt about the story? I'm confused.
25580. I think the story is probably true. I don't assume that Ducat is lying to him. I mean, I
I
think
think,
he may be telling it in a way to manipulate Cisco,
oh, yeah.
but
I,
I don't have any reason to believe that he's just making it up completely.
you got me monologuing. I don't believe it.
Caitlin, now that's pop. That may be true. Oh, that Ducat.
So it's nice little parallel here because Ducat is manipulating Cisco and Kira is manipulating Riker. Terrorists don't care if they're heroes. Terrorists have goals.
Terrorism.
Exactly. And seriously, a strike deep in the heart of enemy territory is much more terrifying than border skirmishes. Wait, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Snakebit Cat, I really like the stipulation there where Ducat believes you're vulnerable, not the same thing as
Yeah.
where he's actually vulnerable. 255 AD, I don't think she was completely making it up, but I think she was like grasping at anything that would put him off his game.
Right. Uh huh.
Madam, this is incredibly inconvenient. So, I mean, It's called the Obsidian Order. Do you think Ducat, when he's by himself, talking with buddies, mocks them by referring to them as the ooh?
The ooh.
The ooh. No, not the ooh, but the ooh. Like,
the ooh.
They're the ooh.
The ooh. Oh, good line reading. You want to try that again?
We're going in circles. Well, just tell what's her name. She'll take care of that. She wants to protect the Uriah system, blah, 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 blah. Good point.
Release the crack sun.
Well, then they must not be military ships.
Thank you, Andrew. There's that pretty smile again.
I like her smile. I like her smile a lot.
Me too. You should really be building me up right now. You're undermining my confidence.
Analyze this. That's a movie,
Yes, it is.
Chris Kringle, is that because they're orange?
Because the fish aren't biting. No, Sarah, we're watching the Diascast.
She's begging you, Steve.
We're watching. I just double checked my list to make sure, and we are watching the Diascast. Well, that's it. Well, that's the second half of a two-parter. I mean, we're definitely watching that.
We don't have no Doritos, and I want Doritos.
Oh no!
Impossible. Things are happening every day. You're such a Cardassian.
Yeah, justice. I like that. Avery Brooks. He's a very sibilant actor. He really bites into those S sounds.
Yeah. And the D changes. It becomes more like a T or Cardassian.
Yeah. Cardassian.
Well, the best you can do sucks. I said white. I'm covering my butt.
All right. I like that you mostly folded, but I don't like that you didn't completely fold.
I actually got everything I want. I don't care about that Riker dude. But I'm gonna pretend that I'm just like conceding something.
To be
But you
honest,
don't know that I got what I wanted.
I'm barely friends with the real Riker. Know what I'm saying? Get on the phone.
Command to
255 AD. That's
slow?
funny. That's funny. Yeah, he probably wasn't available. Don't pick up. Pretend we're not home. Not really. Give me a moment to say goodbye to my crew. Goodbye. Okay, I'm ready. And me. Mr. Heavy Steps. There you go. And Snake Big Cat. See, the Snake Big Cat went for the Karate Kid reference. I was going to go cracks on, cracks off, the cracks
Mr.
in.
Heavy Steps did that.
You know, that Arias system, say what you want to about it, but they make the best tater tots, I think.
Ah! That is too funny.
Later.
I didn't get a kiss like that.
Dun dun dun. The end. So there we have it. So what'd you think of that one?
It's all right.
It was all right.
Yeah.
And yeah, as
Oh
Sarah
yeah,
mentioned,
Caitlin, she's just like,
yeah, she's. I'm so exhausted.
yep, she's had her fun. I'm telling you, fun and rest, they're not the same.
As Sarah pointed out earlier in the chat, unfortunately, this is the last we see of Thomas Riker in Star Trek. He does not appear again. But in my Star Trek comics, he makes a return. He is eventually released from the Cardassian labor camp and goes to live on the Enterprise E with his transporter twin Will Riker, and he eventually gets a job working in 10 Forward for Guinan. So,
Sarah, I don't know.
will we ever get you to trek less reluctantly?
I don't know. Maybe if they had murder bots.
Well,
you know? Um Budget Bryan Cranston. I love that. 255 a day, I'd probably prefer the go to the labor camp for life.
yeah, because then if the labor camp turns out to be that bad, like you can always kill yourself. You know?
Um um and then
Sarah, I'm not sure. I love those comics too. I just haven't had time to do any for a while. I mean, I love my
priorities,
Star Trek photo
Steve.
comics.
Jeez.
I love my Star Trek photo comics. I just
Yeah,
haven't had a
Andrew, but
chance
I
to
mean,
make them.
Andrew, have you got a chance to look at
All
no, it's
Systems
not
Red.
ready. All Systems Red.
You
My
were
brain
going to
went
say
Ready,
Ready
Set,
Player
Go.
One.
I'm
You
like,
were already said
no, I
go.
was going to say Ready, Set, Go. Brain go brainy today. I'm telling you, yeah. Today, taking both my parents to the doctor was pretty stressful. That was,
I can imagine.
yeah. So, I mean, their dad's 81 and mom's 79. So they're well, it's not permitted, but I mean,
Yeah, like you're not going to ask for permission.
yeah. I would say it's easier to ask for forgiveness, but I'm not
not really relevant to this thing. And by the way, since people are mentioning it in the chat, a couple of notes about our next Deep Space Nine episode, which I now, Caitlin is right that past tense is going to be, or part one of past tense is going to be the next Deep Space Nine episode that we watch on the show, but it will not be in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Because we have something
special
planned for not next week.
Next week after.
Next week we will be watching Hilda as planned, but then the week after, instead of watching Deep Space Nine, we are going to be doing something else.
Now, Steve, here's what we hadn't talked about. I'm fine with pushing everything back a week, but I know that might mess with some people's schedules. Like there's some people who specifically come to the Star Trek ones.
Yes, indeed.
But Andrew, I will say that's one of the reasons that I chose that book. Like literally, I'm having similar issues, and All Systems Red is a really smooth, easy, fast read. We're only doing the first 3 chapters. It's about 50 pages. It's really not a tough read. I think you could manage it, and you're welcome. You're welcome to come to the chat even if you don't actually read the book. Perfectly fine.
Yes, of course.
So
anyway, in 2 weeks.
So the Washington D.C. Public Libraries is holding a seminar online, and they are going to teach people how to add metadata to digital records of artifacts that have been collected from the Black Lives Matter protests. And I just think this sounds really cool. First of all, you learn to do something new, and you get to help the public library, and you are also helping to curate the collection, the digital collection that will then be accessible to everybody. So I thought this would be something really fun to do and a way to help out, and we could do it together. So that would be something really cool. And the other thing we were talking about was getting together about half an hour earlier so that we could have our chit chat and not miss our weekly Wednesday Wordle.
That's right. So in
we
2
will
weeks
have
instead
a live stream.
Right. There will be a live stream in 2 weeks, but we won't be watching the Star Trek episode. We'll be just kind of hanging out for half an hour playing Wordle. And then Dana and I are going to go do the DC public library thing, because that starts at 6. And any of you who want to register for that and join us as well, that'd be great.
Steve, is the registration link in the description?
No, it will be in the description in our next episode.
Okay, because people can register now.
Yes, I registered today.
Yes.
And yes, the next Deep Space Nine episode will be the first part of past tense. We are skipping the Loaxana episode.
Oh no, I'm so surprised.
We are skipping every Loaxana episode from now until the end of fucking time. I wish I had skipped the first one, but I didn't.
Aww.
But anyway,
Steve, that just shows your dedication.
Well, that was in the first season, and we weren't skipping them at that point. But yes, so
now, Andrew, I will point out that it is not book reluctantly, because it's a Friday thing. So it's Read Away to partner with Ask Away, which is the other weekends. So anyway.
Yeah. And as for what do we want to do about skipping the week? Do you want to? I had a couple thoughts. I thought we could just pick up the following stream and watch Deep Space Nine and then watch Hilda after, or we could watch Hilda on the next one and then Deep Space Nine to sort of keep that 1 week on, 1 week off schedule.
I think it would make more sense to pick up with Deep Space Nine rather than skip the Deep Space Nine and go to Hilda, because we got way more Deep Space Nine than
that's true.
Hilda.
Actually, I had another suggestion, and this is obviously this is completely, you can veto this if you want. Because we're pushing the next Deep Space Nine back a week, and because the next Deep Space Nine episode is actually a 2-parter, we could watch Deep Space Nine 2 weeks in a row, and then
that would get us.
And then after that, we'd be back on the regular. Yeah,
I like that. I think that is very sensible. Yep.
Okay, cool. And for all the folks who join us specifically to watch us watch Star Trek, that will be sort of like our.
Right, it'll
be a little bit of a make good, since we're going to be skipping a week.
We'll have a little bit of extra Trek.
A little bit of extra trick. So next week is Hilda. Week after that is a short stream. Then we're
Library.
going to do the library thing, and then
And
the week
then
after that, the 2 weeks after that, 2 weeks in a row of Deep Space Nine. So there you go.
in a row, you guys.
And 255 AD, that is really good news about the dog. I'm so glad that the dog's getting the stitches out and won't have to wear the cone. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Caitlin, you mean we've borked it before? It was borking. So
shall we play Wordle before we?
Let's do it.
Yes, Mullet. We are, in fact, only 2 years away from the fictitious year that past tense takes place in. Isn't that neat?
2024.
2024. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna play Wordle. This is today's official Wordle. As usual, Dana is not actually
going in blind.
She is just going by what I described to her.
And I will pay attention to the chat. So suggestions welcome. However, if you played it, no spoilers.
Yes.
Don't give it away. Give it away. Give it away now. Don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't give it away now.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't give it away now.
Yeah. What Steve said.
All right. Your starter word
is stare. STARD.
Okay, we have an A in the proper place, and that is it. So something, something, A, something, something. No S, no T, no R, no E.
Andrew, if you want to turn the volume off until you see us cheering because we got it, then just listen to some calming music. Or you could see if your library has a digital copy of All Systems Read, and over the next couple of minutes, you can probably read through the first chapter, honestly.
That's right. It's a fairly quick read.
Okay, so in that case, since I've only got one letter, let's go with lions as my second word to see if I can get some more letters.
Okay, lions. Lions. There is an L, but in the wrong place. Okay. And there is an N in the right place.
Okay.
So it's something, something, A-N something.
Wait, is A in the right place?
The A and the N are both in the right place. So we have the A is the third letter and the N is the fourth letter. And the L is in there somewhere, but not the first letter.
But it's also not the third and fourth letter.
Right. So the L, I would guess the L is probably the second letter. I would say the L is probably the second letter.
Yeah, NL does not. Okay. So it's probably LAND. So what about bland?
Bland? You want to try bland? That's a good guess.
Let's go for bland.
Bland.
No, it can't be clans because stare had an S in it, Andrew.
Right. Okay, here we go. Bland. Oh, that's it.
Yes!
Look at that.
So good. It feels so good to figure it through. I really like the strategy of having a second quasi starter word if you don't get much.
Yeah.
That pulls from a different set. So I think for next week, I'm going to play with that because lion still has that S in it. I like that it uses the other vowels, but M and D are also very bland. So if I could figure out how to do.
Good guess, Andrew.
That's agreed too.
A lot of yes.
So yeah, that feels.
That was a song, and again, I mean, I'm not superstitious. I don't think you are, so I'm not jinxing anything. But we are undefeated so far.
So far, and that could change, but that's okay.
All good. Nothing lasts forever, but for now, we are undefeated.
We are undefeated. We make a very good team, don't we?
I think so too.
Hey, I like the togetherness. So that's one of the reasons that I was because they said it, and I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. And I was like, oh, it's literally from 6 to 8. And I was like, that is exactly the same time as Trekker. I was like, but we can all do it together. That'll be super cool. Oh, speaking of doing things, I wanted to bring it in here. So I have signed up to do postcards to voters.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm really excited to do that. So I may say more about that. I'll probably have that as part of my
Saturday 6.
Saturday 6. Yeah, next weekend.
Are you going to mention the James Webb Telescope images as one of your Saturday 6 things?
Honestly, hopefully not. I
Hopefully
mean,
you'll have enough other good things that
exactly.
You
Hopefully things, I mean, I'm almost certain that I'm going to include the postcards to voters. That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
sure. Absolutely.
There was something else I thought. And also depending on how the live stream on Tuesday goes. I mean, if that might be like, yay, I got to spend time talking
Yeah,
about,
and that's more important than, humanity expanding its knowledge about the universe, seeing farther
well,
into
it's more
the distant past and space than ever before. It's more important than that.
I think so, because it's about connecting with other people, Steve. Pictures of space are not connected personally to me. And it's not about, connections between people in a theoretical sense, because people had to work together in order to make that happen.
Yes.
So it is important. The fact that they're pictures of space is not as significant as, people work together for a long time to make that happen. And that is what I think makes it really cool.
And also we are all made of star stuff. So just keep in mind,
or stars are all made of us stuff. Just saying.
Nah, not all of them, but actually not any of them yet, because Earth isn't old enough and none of our remains have gone back to the stars yet. But eventually there will be some stars that are made of us stuff. Yes. But when you look at those photographs recently taken by the Webb, but also the past ones taken by the Hubble, and you see those amazing pictures where every point of light is not a star, but a galaxy made up of millions of stars. Just keep in mind, you're looking at your relatives. Those are your relatives, because they are connected to you.
Yeah. So it is, but I mean, at the same time, I'm just like, I want to believe that even more good stuff could happen. That would just be like, I put in a little shout out to the Webb telescope, but I'd be like, but look at all these other look at all these puppies that have found forever homes, and the New York City is fully funding its schools after saying they weren't going to.
How about that?
It's Prime Day, and all of a sudden my teacher Amazon wish list has disappeared because they all bought it. Oh, I will say though, I had one of the games on there. Somebody said, yeah, I played that and it wasn't as much fun as I thought it was going to be. I was like, really? I thought I got good reviews from other people. So I went back and I looked at it, and then I looked at how to play it, and I was like, wait a minute. If I have you ever played Spades?
I've never actually played Spades, no.
Okay.
No.
Do you know how to play Spades?
In theory.
Okay, so aren't the suits...
I'm not good at card games.
Okay.
I think you could probably explain to me how to play it, and 5 minutes later I'd be like, let's do something else.
I'm not a big gamer. I'm at all. Not just video games, but just games. So, but aren't the suits ranked?
I think so.
Yeah. So if you rank the suits, and for exactly the same, you could do the same thing with a single deck of cards. Exactly the same, you need a double deck, but you could effectively play the game using playing cards. And then you'd also want tokens, but you could totally do it just with regular playing cards. Just rank the suits, and I was like, that one's off my list now. If I could do it with playing cards,
thanks a lot.
Which I have.
Indeed.
I'm not going to pay. It's only $8 or $9, but I'm like, nope. I'll just play, because we talked about with some of the lawn games that I have. I'm like, yes, this one's more expensive, but I can use it in this way, and this bocce can also be used for lawn bowling if I get our construction class to make some maybe 6-inch diameter dowels,
stakes,
and they just I'm also planning to purchase, I can't get it on Amazon, so it's not on my wish list. I'm planning to purchase some landscaping timbers and have them cut probably in foot-long lengths, and then use those, if I get maybe 24 of those, to play giant Jenga.
That'd be cool.
Yep. And then it's giant Jenga is $75. I was like, yeah, I'm not putting that on my list. I mean, I could, but I wouldn't pay $75 for that. That is not happening.
What you should do is get on eBay and see if you can get some lawn darts. They'd be a lot of fun to play with the kids outside.
No, what I'm planning, because I had that thought too. That's one of the rings on there that you can play them with ring toss. And so like I can get dowels and then have them just cut at an angle and just stab them in the ground and use the rings for that. Or I can use the rings themselves for lawn darts. And for a lawn dart, what you want to do, you won't, instead of doing that, you use like you take an old sock and you put a tennis ball in the toe.
Sure.
And then there you go.
So you had the thought of getting getting lawn darts, the toy that
lawn darts was actually what started
the toy that was discontinued the toy that was discontinued like 40 years ago because it killed some kids.
The lawn darts today are not the same. Like we passed, that's what happened. We were looking we were at Lowe's looking at some cabinet stuff because I wanted a cabinet to go in the bathroom, and we passed by like lawn darts, but they're the ball with the tail lawn darts. And they're still called lawn darts, but I mean, they don't have a freaking spear on them.
Right. Because they're no fun. If you're not risking your life, then it's not any fun. But,
Well, Steve, that's because you just don't like fun.
I love fun.
Really? How often do you risk your life? Do you enjoy doing that? What did you do today that risked your life, Steve?
I didn't. Well, who says I had fun today? It doesn't mean that I don't like it just because I don't do it every day.
All right. We'll just let that go and just let you consider, just reflect on that. If you really like having fun, why aren't you risking your life more often? Anyway. Steve and I are gonna be back on Friday for Read Away.
Right. For Read Away for the first three chapters of All Systems Read. So make sure to have
in the Murderbot Diaries.
So make sure to have those chapters read. Yeah,
yes,
because it's the same. It sounds
all
the same.
Well, not all chapters read, just the first three.
It's a homophone. Read and read.
Mm-hmm. And now on Saturday, I have our discussion of the Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Our Obi-Wan video, yes,
yes, which I will not get any money from because Disney is saying Disney is saying it's too derivative of the show. Like, I don't know. Don't really care because I ain't got enough followers subscribers.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That's true. Because you can't monetize yet anyway, can you?
Nope.
So it doesn't make that much. So it doesn't really make a difference. But as long as they're letting you put it up, that's exactly.
So here's to you, Disney. I can do this all I want. It's okay. I don't know. Maybe they'll still say it's inappropriate and unprofessional, all that good stuff. And then next week, I'll be back on Tuesday for my live Miss Marvel review.
And that is linked in the description of this video, and it will also be linked on Friday for our Read Away. So join Dana on Tuesday next week on her channel for her live Miss Marvel episode 6 review. And then a week from today, we will be back on this show, on this channel, to watch the next episode of Hilda, which will be season 2, episode 11, The Jorts Incident.
Oh, that's right.
The library thing isn't for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Next week it's
Hilda. I was like, wait, Jorts is more recent than Hilda. And I was like, wait, different Jorts. This shows our differing frame of reference. I just want to put this out there. You heard Jorts and you immediately thought of that cat, right? Uh-huh.
I heard Jorts. I immediately thought of John Cena.
Oh, who?
Who wrestles in jorts.
Well, the jorts, yes.
And I thought if John Cena isn't in this episode, I'm going to be a little bummed about that.
Yeah, but you realize they both connect with jorts.
Jorts,
right?
Yes. The article of clothing, jorts, yes.
Yes. So that's what. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if you're going to call something the jorts incident, you should have John Cena in it.
Or the cat.
Yeah, the cat too, but preferably John Cena.
Excuse you? No.
I said what I said.
No.
I said what I said. I said what I said.
Yes, I know you said what you said. You should take it back. You should
John Cena.
Ashamed.
I'd rather have John Cena than that cat. I'd rather have John Cena. Dana,
we're done here.
Okay, I've crossed the line. I've crossed the line. We'll see you.
The line is drawn here, that far, and you went
farther. We'll be back on Friday for
Don't
Read
worry,
Away.
everybody. I'll make him take it back.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on Friday.
Bye, folks.
Bye, everybody.